Hello everyone, my name is
Anna,
Julia,
Linda,
Marieva,
Madalena,
Lazar.
and we are DYouth.
Are you high? Are you low? Hang on there, you aren't alone. Here we come, here we go, the youth around the globe.
DYouth welcomes you to the new episode of the Diabetes Daily Podcast. Enjoy! Welcome. Please tell me something about yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Anna, I'm 20 years old and I'm from Italy. Now I live in a city called Bolzano in the north of Italy. I have had diabetes type 1 for 9 years now and I was diagnosticated at the age of 20. For more than a year I have been using a pump, Medtronic 780. I am a health educator and a pedagogist.
How was your diagnosis? How do you feel about it now and how far did this change?
What about my diagnosis? My diagnosis came when I had just turned 20. I was adult but not so adult. My identity, my person was still being constructed, but I knew very well what a full life without thoughts and retrains was. I think probably 19 years old is probably the most carefree, free years in a person's life. That year it was my first year away from home. I was in my first year of university, so it took me a while to understand, to realize that something was wrong. I remember that I had the usual symptoms, so I drank a lot of water, I peed a lot, I was very tired, and one day at my parents' house we decided it was best to investigate it. And I remember that day my father took a blood sample at home, the first of many. And then in the morning I remember I went for a run with my sister. And yeah, at the time I did not really run much. As I said, I struggled to even walk up the stairs, so I was really, really tired. Before lunch, I remember my dad calling home and talking to my mother, so something like have lunch and then come to the hospital. I remember going into the hospital with my parents, the IV, with the nurse who couldn't get to the vein, so blood everywhere, and the head doctor who explained me, but at that time I didn't really understand and I probably didn't listen much. Yeah, I think I probably just shut the word out. Yeah, I think I don't remember what the doctor said to me, something like, okay, now Anna, you have diabetes and everything will be changed from now on. Yeah, but I remember I really very well that under the desk he slipped off his clothes and he had these white socks. That is what I remember. And yeah, that's more or less where it all starts. That day they sent me at home because there was no room at the hospital and because my parents are doctors. Yeah, probably if I could go back, I would ask to stay there in the hospital because my parents, yes, of course, they are doctors and true, they know probably everything, not everything, but they know what diabetes is. But at that moment, they were just two parents, my parents, and I was just their daughter, a very confused 21 years old daughter. So yeah, probably if I go back, I would have to stay there in the hospital.
What scared you the most at first with your diabetes?
I think the first impact of diabetes was in my life was that I would no longer be the same. and for me, but also in the eyes of others. I would not longer be seen as the nice, careful, funny Anna I used to be. So I thought I would have to rebuild my whole person, and that people would look at me in a different way, with compassion, which absolutely I did not want. This and the fact that I felt I had no more control over myself, over my life, probably that are the things that were the most weight on me.
What barriers do you feel diabetes has created in your life?
Well, what about barriers? I think I was my own barrier. I shut the word out and set myself as a limit to the other and to my life. Probably diabetes at that time was something too big for me to handle, and I thought it was too big also for the other. The thing that blocked me the most at the time was my relationship with the others. I remember I came back to my parents' house, and for a while I simply stayed at home. I didn't want to go out and explain to others what was happening to me. I remember I also refusing a CCM, a sensor CCM, because I hate it. I really hate it that it sounded, because somehow the sound of the sensor drew attention to me, and diabetes, which I didn't want it. From that moment on, I simply ended the relationship with many people who were part of my life. I just stayed with my family and some friends. I remember my best friend, who, holy woman, used to have evenings at home at my house, watching the same films over and over again, just because I didn't want to go out, and that was a lot.
What was your personal power secret to keep on and fight?
I would say probably people. It helped me so much at that time to change cities, to join other college, and to see that people didn't really care about my diabetes. They care about me and about my diabetes, of course, but not in the way I thought. I remember, for example, one person who became a really close friend, and she helped me so much, because probably she doesn't know. One day she called me sugar-free, just sugar-free, hey sugar-free, and then only sugar. I was really surprised how for the first time someone somehow joked with me about my diabetes. I think irony and self-irony are sometimes essential. She and all the people I met those years will always be part of my family. They helped me so much, really a lot. So I think my secret for keep on and fight are the people I met, my family. Then in my life, there are so many episodes that I remember and that I will carry with me. Like this little girl I met, I think 2 years ago, who told me that she would call her pump Maui. When I asked why, she told me like the demigod of Moana, the cartoon. And because he is a multiform and controls so many things, he lives in the ocean, into the waves, and she said to me, like my pump, Anna, will be in the waves of my blood sugar, so something like that. And she really helped me too. And fun fact, now I've named my pump Maui too.
What is your dream for the future of diabetes?
My dream, I think like probably everyone with diabetes, I hope that one day everyone will have access to insulin and sensor, technology, everything they need for free. Also, I would like there to be more education, also in psychological accompaniments, and for everyone to be given the opportunity to meet other people with diabetes. I think all this can make a really huge difference for us.
What message would you like to leave? What is your conclusion?
So, what about my conclusion? To this day, I do not think diabetes creates barriers in my life. I think barriers are normal for everyone in every life. They are necessary just to keep going, to keep fighting. I do everything I want. I go out, I study, I work, I go party, I go running. I stay in bed when I want, I go to the beach, go to the mountain, I do everything. Probably as a song that helped me so much at the time says faccio tutto un po' più piano ed ho semplicemente tempo per me. In English is I do everything a little slower and simply have time for me. Yeah, there are always and will be always bad moments, heavy ones, but they just pass like the good ones. So yeah, just keep going. The same song says, I'll translate for you in English. There is a time for everything. Go straight. You know, you gotta hurt a little bit sometimes. You'll understand later. It's just a moment, then it will pass, I swear, it will pass. There is a time for everything, goes as well as you go. Something go out, something come back on. Response to the pain with the smile that you have.
Are you high? Are you low? Hang on, there you are until low. Here we come, here we go, the youth around the globe.
DYouth thanks you for receiving this episode of Diabetes Daily. We hope you like it. Thank you for your support. If you feel like sharing your own story, check out our show notes on how you can do so. Until next week, we wish you good blood sugar.